Are you sassy?
Hello, hello, my llama loving friends. Namaste, bitches. Hi, guys. So now we are at a step 5 video. Step 5, Eating Disorders Anonymous. I haven't actually made it to step 5. Not a big fan of step 5 either, because I've only completed that resentment part of step 4. I started doing the other ones, and I'm like, fuck this shit, man. So I've been not doing a whole lot with this EDA workbook. That whole step 4, it kind of killed me. It drained my want of doing this. And I was initially doing it to trying to change my mindset a little bit, and I'm also doing it to make it to steps 8 and 9, and I'm trying to not just jump ahead to steps 8 and 9. I'm not really sure step 5 is going to be a thing unless I make step 5 public. You'll see. Oh, I forgot to mention my chip status. Let me note some stuff here. So I had another flub. So if I will tell you I was mad at myself. I was also very kind of sick to my stomach. So it happened. I'm having more no purging in between anytime that I do relapse of it. So I lapsed on Sunday. Today is Tuesday, March 16th. The day that I'm filming this is Tuesday, March 16th, and I lapsed on Sunday, which was the 14th. Before that, I had not thrown up since March 4th. That's the longest I've gone without puking, without forcing myself to puke, in a very long time. So I'm on day 2. First time I've been able to film a video and say I'm more than 24 hours. But I'm on 48 hours, coming up on 48 hours. Maybe I don't remember what time it was. I don't even remember what the hell I ate. But it was Sunday. I do remember that it was Sunday, and I ate way too much, and yeah, it happened. I am not excited about that. I think every time I do it now, I just get more disappointed in myself, but I try and bounce back with the help of some of my affirmation, my manifestation stuff. Does my hair look purple? So I've been using this new shampoo it's a color shampoo. It's supposed to turn your hair purple. My mom uses it, and her hair is fucking purple. It comes in all different colors. I'm kind of excited. more purple than my hair's ever been, and I've tried to dye my hair purple multiple times. Yay! And I know in my very, very first video I had a purple wig on, and I know I said I was probably going to do wigs and stuff. Not so much going to do that during my EDA stuff. I might pop one on for shits and giggles if I'm talking about witchy stuff or manifesting or something fun, but I feel like when I'm strictly talking about eating disorder stuff, I need to be real. So you're going to get makeup face, but I'm going to have my hair, just my hair, and be whatever, wearing clothes that I wore to work, or today I changed after work because I had my llama corn. Okay, anyway, so yes, I'm at 48 hours. I did not make myself a 48-hour chip yet. I didn't do it before this. I totally forgot, but I am at 48 hours. But I had that little tally sitting in front of me, my little log. So I was like, oh yeah. Okay, anyway, step 5 is really short. Short, sweet, and to the point. So step 5 is we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. So it wants you to read, I don't have this on hand, but it says, so it wants you to read, might have this on hand. I don't have this on hand. I only brought this packet. I didn't bring the notebook. All right. So it wants you to read the specific section in the actual handbook. The handbook is, or the section is titled To Your Step 5 Recipient. I do have that, but I don't have it on me, so it's not really that important. Basically, here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick somebody to basically like read. So step 5 asks us to be accountable to ourselves, to God, and to another human being. Not for what was done to us, not for what we have had to endure in the past or present, but for our own dysfunctional thinking and actions. This is darned uncomfortable work. This is darned uncomfortable work. My language, this fucking sucks. But we think it is necessary, however, because it builds objectivity, provides outside perspective, and demonstrates willingness to take responsibility for our recovery. So here's what you're supposed to do. Pick somebody to confess, basically. Not confess, but to, what the hell's the word I want? Whatever. When your recipient is ready, read each row of step 4. I'm sitting here like, in all 10 of those things, we had resentment, self-pity, shame, guilt, confusion, despair, frustration, like all of them. And it wants you to have like 10 for each. This is a fucking work day, man. Like, read each row of step 4. Pause every now and again to see if they have any feedback for you. Be sure to leave a few minutes at the end. If you do receive feedback, jot down the notes in the space below. It gives a little thing. Be sure to thank the person that has heard your step 5. That has heard your 5th step, which is, it should say something like, be sure to thank the person for being your step 5 and hearing your 4th step. Who's going to sit through that? I don't even want to fucking write it, let alone read it and have put somebody else through listening to it. That's what I'm saying. So I just read one of them to you. YouTube land. I almost said Facebook land. But come the fuck on. Now, that's not it. After giving a fifth step, which that's how they say, after, putting all of this shit onto somebody, we may experience intense emotions, or we may feel absolutely spent and exhausted. Because of this, we recommend taking a quiet hour to reflect upon the work that you have put into your recovery thus far, and then perhaps to thank God for the opportunity to know Him better. We wrap up the hour with a short gratitude list to help us demonstrate our commitment and stay focused on the positive. Yeah. Oh, and on our recovery. The positive and on recovery. Whatever. Due to the compressed nature of this workshop, however, we ask that you defer the reflective period until step 6, spending just a few minutes now to think of how you feel about open-heartedness and kindness of the person who heard your step 5 or who heard your 5th step, and about your experiences sharing with them. List a few things that you're grateful for here. Don't forget to include your own courage. It says that. Then you're supposed to give this piece of paper to your 5th step recipient. Here, YouTubers. Here, YouTube watchers. Here. Now that you've heard my issues with high school from step 4, it asks questions for the receiver. Before hearing the fifth step, ask the person who is giving their fifth step if there's anything that shames or embarrasses them a great deal that they have not written about, or if there's anything that didn't fit into one of the 8 categories that disturbs them a great deal that could cause them to stay stuck. And if they do, allow them to start with any such items, but encourage them to go ahead and read what they actually wrote for step 4. For a few minutes. Okay. If the person giving their fifth step tries to explain what they wrote on step 4, gently stop them and ask them to refocus on what they wrote and just trust in the process. So my source was high school. My source was high school. The reason, name calling, blah, blah, blah. It affects my self-esteem, pride, ambition, social relationships. Error on my part. I was annoying. I don't have to say I was annoying because I snapped pictures of cute boys from across the gym before school started when I was in 7th grade. Just little things like that. Resolution, graduation, serenity prayer. Live and let live. Let go, let God. There we go. I was 13 and I was weird. It's not me. I'm still quirky, but I don't take pictures of strangers. I don't randomly take pictures of strangers just because they're cute. I only ever did that in 7th grade. Leave me alone. So interrupt them and tell them to trust in the process, blah, 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 if they start explaining. Otherwise, try not to interrupt them. Take notes instead. Use the space below. Yeah, they get this whole sheet. This is their rules. Use the space below and give feedback promptly when the person pauses, if they pause. Some people are so nervous that they will not pause at all, and that is okay. You should just be able to provide feedback at the end. If you hear something disturbing, do your best to not react strongly. like what? Taking pictures of random students fellow students from across the gym before school started. We're waiting for the bell to ring. Is that disturbing? It is what it is. I was 13. Now I'm 39. Well, I'll be 39 in 1 month. 1 month. Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. Try your best not to react strongly. Try and stay centered and neutral. If there's insufficient time to provide adequate feedback, make a plan to wrap things up at the next break. Make sure the person gives you time to provide at least 5 minutes of feedback. Listen carefully. If you hear anything that suggests that the person giving their fifth step feels victimized by circumstances or by other people, make note of it. When there's opportunity, bring this gently, it's in parentheses, gently, to their attention and remind them that the power of our recovery lies not within victimhood, but within our ability to think and act as people of conscience and courage, regardless of the circumstances. Now, I completely agree with all this, but it's just, I don't know, comically worded, I guess. It just feels all like touchy-feely, like guru shit. But it's legit. Listen attentively to the resolutions. Make note of any positives, such as openness, willingness to change, courage to address difficult situations of long-standing, and if you hear anything troubling, make note of that too, so you can ask questions about it later. When reviewing your notes with the person, strive for balance. Be sure to comment on the positives when bringing up concerns and avoid directives like, wow, you really need to blank instead of blank. Rather, aim for something more along the line of, well, if it was me, I'd consider blah, blah, blah. Make eye contact when providing feedback. Do not provide just your written notes. Just use verbal communication. Do not provide your written notes. just use verbal communication. Make eye contact. Truth. Oh. And then it gives you the space for your notes, you know, this whole like little 10 little mini lines, and then says, please hold everything said in total confidence and do not share with anyone ever. Thank you for being a fifth step participant. Oh, recipient, sorry. Thank you for being a fifth step recipient. Ever. Silence. I get you. All right, so there is step 5, which just drags me back to the awkwardness of step 4. It's just so blah. I have no like emotional strive to finish step 4. Like, okay, I did resistance. And now I'm resisting doing the rest. Like, I can't. I freaking can't. All right. And it was resentment, not resistance. I'm an idiot. But I'm fabulous. Okay. All right, kids. I am done with step 5, so we are done with this video, and then we will be on to we'll talk about steps. I'm going to talk about them, of just the basics of what they are, and then I will probably like later on down the road go into more detail about them with more of my experiences of them, because I do title this like as it pertains to me, which it only partially does because I'm not doing a lot of like revealing stuff. Just kind of like with that one, it was just for step 4, it was just an example because step 4 was insane. But I'm like, I need some people who have done some semblance of the 12 steps, either EDA, alcohol, drugs, gambling, something. Like, how did you make it through step 4? Come on. Okay, so I will be done now, and I will throw my Tree of Life carnelian necklace all over the place. I am obsessed with crystals, and we'll talk about them sometime too. All my stuff. So then next, I'm just going to do like the whole line of the steps, and then we'll move on to something other than eating disorders. I'll probably throw in another like continuation of my own little story, my saga of as it pertains to eating disorders. Anyway, we'll do the rest as it comes in. But yes, so I will be off now, so everybody can like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and I will see you later. Namaste, bitches. Bye.
I am brash. I am sassy.